And right now I want to welcome to the Steel Report for the first time a couple of guests here. Felicia Carter is the program manager at Pathways Behavioral Services, which has offices in 6 different counties, but she is the manager for the new LORE program, L-O-R-E, we'll be talking about. And also joining here today is Jason Hauserman, the peer recovery coach for the LORE program. So I want to welcome both of you to the show. L-O-R-E, LORE. And what does that mean then, Jason? You're the peer recovery, you've been through this yourself, you kind of have a lived experience that gives you a basis for helping so many other people who are going through some troubling times. What's this program mean to you? What's it all about?
Well, yeah, so we work with people specifically struggling with opiate or stimulant addiction, and we link them to resources such as treatment. We get them involved with extracurricular activities in the recovery community. We help meet the needs that they might have coming out of treatments or out of prison situations in order to get them established back into the communities and doing the things that, you know, regular people do.
So Felicia, we have a video that I wanted to show briefly here on the program at this moment. This is about the LORE program. We'll just take a look at it here for a couple of seconds.
LORE stands for Linkage to Outreach, Referral, and Engagement.
LORE is a peer-led program, and what that means, it's peer-led in the fact that we are in recovery. We have been there, we have done that.
We can get them in touch with those linkages to care like treatment or inpatient treatment, and engagement, just keeping them engaged with their treatment program.
Peer recovery coaches, we're a bridge. We are that first line support.
We wear many hats. Sometimes we need to be stern, sometimes we need to be the caretaker, sometimes we need to be the empath. There's just so many different roles, so many different positions, and really that's how you support somebody.
There is such an unspoken bond between people in recovery. When I sit down with someone and I say, I know exactly what you're talking about. I literally know what you're feeling because I've had those same things go on in my head. And I can teach people to customize their coping strategies, coming from a place of someone who actually did it.
I don't know about anybody else, but I'm a lot more inclined to take advice from somebody who knows what they're talking about rather than someone who's studied about what they're talking about.
Seeing someone else who had been where I was, sitting in a place of peace, you know, and had overcome some of those barriers, it was just really comforting and inspiring.
If you recognize the major influencers of what creates people coming back to your facility, drug and alcohol abuse, mental illness, those are the big factors. And so having a treatment facilitator in your facility, it doesn't get any more proactive than that.
Overall, what's the goal of the program and how long has it been around?
I believe the program started in August of 2021. Pathways in the Department of Public Health. It's a pilot program, and so we are trying to meet the needs of those that have an opiate. We're trying to meet the needs of the opiate epidemic in the Waterloo, Cedar Falls area and surrounding.
We are a secondary provider for Kloxxado and Narcan. We do a brief training video and provide Narcan and Kloxxado to people who are interested in that. We will be in September out in Lincoln Park, and we will be providing that Kloxxado and Narcan training for people who are interested in it. It's really a quick video, and it's a very easy thing to administer to people who are overdosing. And you don't really know, like, you don't have to be present with somebody while they're using. You could be in Walmart or out in the park and witness somebody who's in an overdose situation. And it could be the difference between life and death, being able to administer that.
So do you want people to contact the program, Felicia? How do they do, what's the best way to contact the program, and what's going to happen if they do contact your office?
The best way to contact my office is either 319-232-6081, or my cell phone number is 319-464-4444. Once a person can refer themselves, or a community agency can refer them, and then I will match them with one of the 4 peer recovery coaches that are staffed. We're located in the heart of Waterloo at 311 Irving, the old Quakerdale campus. So we're normally there from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., some Saturdays, some Sundays.
And can people just show up at your campus too, or do they need an appointment?
They can show up.
Right, just
Yep.
kind of, so if somebody has an interest in this and maybe has a problem they want to talk with either of you or your dedicated staff, they can just come to the old Quakerdale campus where you're located over
Yes.
on Irving Street. Okay, fantastic. Jason, I want to go back. You say you're going to have some meetings taking place right over in Lincoln Park here during September. So when will those take place? Who is invited? What time?
So every Thursday during the month of September, we'll be out there from 11:30 to 1:30, and anybody in the public is invited. Anybody who would like to have access to it, family members, people who might be suffering with addiction problems themselves, friends, family of people who are suffering with addiction, can come out there. Kloxxado and Narcan are completely safe for children. It's completely safe for the general public to have. So we just want to make sure that it's in the hands of the public so that they can administer it in the case of an emergency.
How do you get that word out that this is a dangerous, potentially fatal situation?
Well, Ron, everyone that I talk to, I just let them know that fentanyl isn't everything. From opiates to stimulants to marijuana, and the lethal dose is the size of a tip of an ink pen.
Wow.
Yes.
That is pretty scary.
Yeah.
Jason, would you be willing to share with the viewers what's your own background? How did you get from point A to where you are now?
Actually, I was a participant in the LORE program. One of the people that I am privileged to call one of my coworkers was my peer recovery coach. I was incarcerated for a period of close to 4 years due to my choices concerning drugs, and prior to that had 19 plus years of active addiction. And fortunately there was people that just weren't willing to give up on the potential that was there. You know,
and aren't you glad?
Absolutely. And people don't always get it the first time. You know, they don't always get it the second time. But I think with the Kloxxado and the Narcan and that kind of training, the key is we want to keep people alive long enough to where they can get to a point where they're like, okay, like I'm ready to make a change in my life.
So will you actually be able to hand out these products at your Lincoln Park events? Is that the idea?
Absolutely, yep. You don't need a prescription for them. We'll provide that training as long as that training. We ask that the people that are receiving the training provide us with their names and the date that they received the training, so that when and if they have to use it and they need to come back for another one, we can verify that they've already received the training, and we can just go ahead and give them another dose without having to go through the training.
Let me share something with you. I am a person with lived experience also.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yes,
I did not know that, Felicia.
Yes,
I've known you quite a number of years.
Right.
Yeah, so, yeah.
I have 33 years of lived experience, and I've worked for Pathways for the last 24. So my position has changed. I started as every other weekend in the treatment center, inpatient, and then just worked my way up. And this is, you know, this is a program that I am very passionate about, because we know that there's so many people that are dying, and if we can give them this information, and not only give them this information, but Jason and my other staff as peer recovery coaches, once they do join our program, we do some goals to help them sustain their recovery, but also like if they want to purchase a car or get, you know, their license back, we work with them with whatever they say their goals are.
And Jason, one area that you mentioned that really is vital, you believe, and a lot of folks believe, is the emergency rooms, the places where people are actually going to show up with an overdose. Are you having any success there as far as getting the information there?
Yeah, we've had a little bit of success, but we would like to, we've got some flyers and some brochures we would like to put into some emergency room departments and get into the hands of the people who see a lot of this overdose on the front lines, so that they can give that information to those people and maybe provide something that they didn't know was there for them.
And we've had the number on the screen here a couple of times during the interview. Felicia, one more time, how to reach you to get involved and understand more about the LORE program?
So the first number that's more likely to reach me is my personal cell number, which is 464-4444. And the next one is where we're located at 319-232-6081.
Jason, I'm going to give you kind of the last word on this. What do you want to tell everyone?
Yeah, I would like for anybody that is interested to come and grab a Narcan or a Kloxxado kit and help save a life.
Well said. That, and you know what? It may save many lives too. We appreciate everything that you're doing with the LORE program. And again, the LORE program is part of the great work being done by Pathways Behavioral Services here in a 6-county area, including Blackhawk County. Thanks you guys for coming in. I really, really appreciate it. More coming up on the Steele Report in just a moment.